What's up, everyone? Thralls Metal here once again. I'm Necrotic Nick.
I'm Jammin John.
And we have an album review for you. And this one is a bit of a surprise because literally I did not know that this band had anything new coming out until about 2 a.m. the other night.
Yeah.
Which is not too long after this premiered. We are talking about the surprise new EP from Witch Vomit, Abhorrent Rapture. This comes out on 20 Bucks Pen, again on the 18th of June. Formed in 2012 in Portland, Oregon. This is their third EP. They have two full lengths, and their last full length was my number 2 album of 2019. I absolutely adore it. It's absolutely amazing death metal. So of course I was super excited to go over this. And this band also features members of Apraxic and Torture Rack. Now, Witch Vomit is thoroughly disgusting, murky, filthy, old school death metal, and I'm sure they would be proud of that description. It's as gross as their name.
Yep. Sounds like it was recorded in a swamp.
Yep. Literally, when I started jamming this, the opening track, Purulent Burial Mound, great name, sounds like it is a demo that got lost in the mail on the way to Metal Blade Records in 1992. This sort of reeks of everything old school death metal, very raw, murky guitar tone. The bass, very up in the mix. I'm kind of surprised by that.
It sounded like really early Suffocation.
Yeah. Like, we're talking about the early demos and such, first EP.
Yep.
Or very early Cannibal Corpse, you know, the first 2 albums pretty much.
Yeah.
Big, chunky, heavy riffs, gurgled vocals that also have some other interesting things they do later on.
Dude, the vocals in the very beginning of this song, those creepy ascending, like,
the intro actually, it kind of works. And they have like spliced in bits of horror movies before in their releases. These horror movies sound a little bit older though. They didn't kind of go for like the 80s vibe. It's like maybe like early 70s, even late 60s sort of feel to it.
I mean, there's definitely an old school vibe to this whole album, so...
I mean, it practically sounds like there's like a crackling in the background anyway. It's very analog sounding. Like, nothing on this sounds digital at all.
Personally, I would have fooled around with the mix a little bit here, too. Lots of low end and lots of treble, and almost void completely of mids. And the riffs get lost.
Yeah. I mean, the bass is very overpowering on this. But when you can hear the riffs, God, there's a lot of really good riffs in here. Necrometamorphosis opens up with possibly one of my favorite riffs, that big
chuggy riff.
So Cannibal Corpse,
Obituary,
Autopsy, Incantation, everything heavy about the early 90s, pretty much ever right there. With really cool, like, dissonant, like, tremolo tags. There's a fair amount of atmosphere on here, which is really cool. It's not just riffs and brutality. You know, if you listen to Torture Rack, it's a little bit more stripped down. This has some really cool atmospheric moments, namely the insane death doom break on Funeral Purgation and the title track. Both of these have really creepy atmospheric spots. The death doom break, especially on Funeral Purgation, leads in with a cool bass and then maximum dreariness with some of the most unsettling vocals I've heard, at least from Witch Vomit.
And that bass really pops too. Ooh. Really pops there. And it's a really clean tone. For the rest of the record being as murky as it is, the bass is really clean. It's almost like buttery smooth bass, which is strange.
I mean, well, we're talking about a band named Witch Vomit. I think strange is definitely allowed on the table.
Yeah.
And then the Death Doom break in Necrometamorphosis has this very atmospheric lead across it, and that's kind of the thing I like on this. The leads are very different. You don't necessarily get like the same like squealy dive bomb, you know, just...
They are, the leads though are very like Kerry King. Like, just dive bombs and squealies and...
There's the one on the end of Necrometamorphosis where it's kind of just like almost like a tapped like lead melody, very haunting, and I don't know, it definitely conveys a nice little creepy, unsettling mood, which I think that is definitely the goal for this one. 4 tracks of just heavy but dreary, ugly death metal. Sign me up.
Not as creepy as some of the records we've been reviewing, but
yeah. Post-portal syndrome still pretty heavy here. But this is the kind of balance I like, though. You have cool, creepy atmosphere, like when the Death Doom break in Funeral Purgation came on, we both looked at each other at those disgusting vocals like, ugh. I hope he's all right. And it's layered and reverb drenched, and it sounds unsettling. It's like a good, legit, creepy moment, but it's backed by solid music. It's not just creepy for creepy's sake.
Yeah,
These guys,
the riffing here is actually pretty solid. I wish I could hear a little bit more of it.
That's my main issue with it is it is a bit of a step down from Buried Deep in a Bottomless Grave, which I absolutely love that album. And it's very raw sounding, but it's mixed a lot better. There's a little bit more clarity. This, very muddy, almost kind of like a demo.
Yeah.
But it's not so muddy where you can't make out the important factors, the riffs, the driving rhythms, and really cool song dynamics in there.
Yeah, it's not so far lost that you can't tell what's happening, but like you have to listen for it.
So, seeing this is a short release. This is kind of a short review since there are only 4 tracks in here, and this is not even 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But this is a solid not even 20 minutes. And overall, I got to give it 4 stars. The only thing I can really harp on it is the mix. It is a bit of a step down from the last full length. But, you know, maybe they just wanted this thing to sound raw and dirty as hell. And if that was the case, mission accomplished. Great songwriting dynamics, killer riffs, some really, really cool atmospheric moments. I mean, you pretty much checked off a lot of the things I like about gritty, nasty death metal.
Yeah.
And I already have this pre-ordered as of like about noon today. So, yeah. Definitely check this out. Go out and get it. It caught me off guard, and I was super excited to see these guys were working on something. So, yes.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it when I found it. We were on YouTube last night.
Yep.
New Witch Vomit? New Witch Vomit. Neat. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. I dug it. It's a 4-song EP. And they get the point across. Again, if that point is to be sludgy and murky and gross sounding, they definitely did that. I mean, I can knock it for the same reasons. That mix just needs a little bit of tweaking. Like, just a little bit of mid-tone in there. Just bring those guitars out a little more. I mean, it was a good jam, man.
Yeah.
It's Witch Vomit. It's a good jam, regardless of mix or anything like that. So
this is officially like a band I want to see live because I expect pure mayhem.
Dude, Abhorrent Rapture, I would like to see that played live, dude. That song's nasty, and I think it would be a real high energy thing live. And
yeah, I mean, well, I want to see a lot of things live, but Witch Vomit's been on the list since 2019 at least.
Yeah, I want to see anything and everything live at this point.
Soon.
Very soon. Yep. Bought DSI tickets.
Woo! So, if you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe because we do stuff like this all the time. We are also on Patreon too, so if you'd like to support us there will be a link below. We have some outtakes we just recently put up. We're gonna get in some podcasts together, a bunch of other content for Patreon.
And we have shirts. That's right, I said shirts. Like the ones we wear, except they say Thralls of Metal on them. Yeah, since we haven't figured out links and shit, we just are going to have to send you to our email, thrallsofmetal@gmail.com. If you leave in the subject line the word shirts in capital letters, we will get you taken care of. So, yeah, buy a shirt.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Do it. It'll look good on you.
Yeah, it's black and it has white lettering on it, just like every
everything
other
we
t-shirt
wear.
you go on. Right? Look at this, black with white lettering.
If you're a metalhead, you have black t-shirts with print on them. I don't even need to really guess at that.
Red.
So, with that, we thank you very much for watching, and we will catch you later.